Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. So today we're going to be doing a debate. The title is Are superheroes allowed to have secret identities? Emily and Grace are saying yes, and Ellie and I are saying no. So before we get into it, please make sure you guys like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and leave us a comment down below of what you guys thought about our debate and recommend us for some more. And make sure to check out other debates as well, and reactions and reviews. And yeah, let's get straight into it. So who wants to start?
You guys should stop.
Oh,
Us.
Yeah,
okay.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that was a
So
big
we're
throw under the bus.
yeah, not gonna throw it all.
Okay.
We're saying no. Ellie, would you like to say why?
Okay. Oh, I'm not used to starting. That's quite scary. Okay. So we're saying no, as Tess said. Obviously, having a secret identity is quite a big thing in superheroes, and the whole story of them like becoming one and everything is all based on their secret identity. So them not having one would be rather strange. However, I feel like it could iron out a good couple of things and like faults we may see. First of all, I think that it kind of would help build a bit more trust between superheroes and the public, because their actions and motivations can be seen as more like genuine and transparent, because their secret identity could create like suspicion or dishonesty because they're like, oh, I don't actually know who this person is. I don't actually know if they're here to help. Like a lot of at the start when superheroes are trying to actually help save the world, they're always like, but I don't know this person. I don't know what they're here for. Da, da, da. And we've got all the big newspaper people being like, oh, who are they? What are they doing? All this. And they're just trying to out here do good things. So I feel like it would clear that dishonesty. It would probably help them further because then they wouldn't be almost getting arrested by the police because they're trying to help out, but they're not actually helping out, but they are. And it would just stop that complexity. I feel like it can also help them to be held accountable in ways, because obviously in the whole, I almost said civil war, civil war, civil war, is that the film I'm thinking of? Civil war. That whole situation was a bit of a difficult one. But if superheroes can then actually be held accountable for their actions, it ensures that their powers are used responsibly so that we know that they're not abusing their power, they're not going to misuse their abilities or take questionable actions without facing the consequences of them. Because with that secret identity, it protects them, of course, and that is needed, but it doesn't protect them in a way that completely stops them from taking accountability of their actions. It would give them more of a support system. Um, so without the need of their secret identity, superheroes can then rely on their family and friends. Obviously, it brings in that um, possibility for the family and friends to then be like threatened and things like that. I completely get that point. But it also then gives that those loved ones a better preparation to protect themselves. They know what's going on. They know that the person that they love is doing this to protect them, protect the public, and do things for good. But that also means they know what's happening. They're not just gonna get kidnapped on a random Tuesday and be like, oh my God, you're Spider-Man. Okay, amazing. They know what's going on. They know the risk that their loved one's going to take. Their loved one's not going to go missing after a massive fight, and they'll be like, "Oh my God, where are they?" All of this, but they know what's actually happening, and they'll be able to help and support them through that both ways. So the hero can actually be open with their family and loved ones and still allow them to protect themselves rather than just going shopping and not coming back from shopping because it's the way superheroes end up being.
So we're on the opposite side saying yes.
they should have secret identities because it's important for themselves, but also for their loved ones. So it gives them the opportunity to live a normal life and, not have to worry about other stuff. And it also protects those that they care about from like retribution that might come from enemies who know their true identity. So I think perhaps one of the biggest reasons why they should is because your villains will know who you are. So if a superhero doesn't have a secret identity, then it will be so much more easier for that villain to target them, but also their loved ones. And also, the fact is also that they might not be feared if that person knows who is behind the mask. Like, for example, we take Tom Holland's Spider-Man. If all of them knew it was just a little kid, well, it's not a little kid, you know what I mean? Like a not a young kid, but you know what I mean? Like a young
Yeah.
adult,
A
a
young
teenager,
adult, yeah.
a teenager. Yeah. Like, if they knew that, then they would just come for him. But because they don't know who he is, like they don't know it's just a kid, they're more likely to target him. But it's also easier as well for them to like attack like the villains and to threaten your loved ones when they know. So I think that is maybe the main reason. But there's also the other reason of like ruining their symbol or the image of like what they stand for. So what happens in your personal life can affect how the public think of you, which is very clear from the stuff we have seen in the public from some people. We don't need to talk about that. But for example, in Iron Man 2, where we see Tony drunk and he's destroyed his home, this reflects badly on his persona as Iron Man, and it can cause people to like hate him or not to trust him. Like, I'm not saying that we should trust all superheroes because not all superheroes are worth like we need to be careful about who we give our trust to. I mean, that's generally a message for anything, but for them to do their work, we need to be able to trust them. So having a secret identity helps them to keep their personal life, which is private, separate, and also to keep their superhero life separate as well. So, they're sort of two different people, but they aren't really just to us as the public, just for their security, but also for their loved ones. So yeah, I think that's why. I mean, there's some good examples like Peter Parker, I already mentioned, Spider-Man. We've seen how his whole life turns around in No Way Home once everyone knows who he is. So yeah, that is a very good example. Then you've got someone like Daredevil who is a blind lawyer and who can see great stuff.
I just
He's
love you
a
picked him as an example.
I'm sorry, I feel like he's a
Shit.
very good example. I'm sorry.
I'm sure you do.
Um, so he's like by day a lawyer, by night a vigilante. So, it makes it very difficult. Like if he was a lawyer and they were to know he was a vigilante, it the two don't mesh well. So, it's very important for some of these. I mean, I know there are like superheroes that don't have secret identities, and that's personally their choice, but I think like it does work to their benefit and it ends up being beneficial to them, to their loved ones, but also to the public as well in a sense. Chris, do you have anything else you want to add?
Well, you sort of said the main point about like trying to keep their loved ones safe. I want to say something that Ellie, you said something about like how if their families and friends would know, they could be like a support system for them, which I do kind of understand, but then there could be a situation where if I was a superhero and I would feel this to my family and I was planning on stopping like a mob crime or anything, and then maybe my sibling could be like tweeting, hey, my sister's gonna stop this mob crime from happening, hashtag get real or something. I like you just don't know. Like I know you have to trust your family and friends, but like sometimes you never know who could stab you in the back. It could be your loved ones or anything. Like they could like hand you over to police for something else. Like we've seen this in the Punisher, like if you know the Netflix series with a family friend who betrayed the main character, Frank Castle. It's you need to watch it, but yeah, it's like it's hard to trust people like these days. And another thing that I think is not like the main purpose of having an identity, but like a very moral purpose. So like from an adult and child point of view, when you're seeing someone act as a hero, risking their lives every day, is inspiring. Like firefighters, police officers, doctors who try and improve lives as well. And when you see these kind of heroes, like who have secret identities, who work like in the day or night, like Spider-Man or Daredevil or Captain America, Black Widow, Black Panther, like out there saving lives and they don't get paid, like, and they don't like ask for like thanks or gratitude or anything. That's also inspiring. And I think without their identities, it kind of tells people like that hero could be anyone and it inspires like other kids or like other people that that person could be someone like you because they come probably come from your situation. Like Daredevil is a blind person, though that could maybe inspire people with a disability that you could become a hero like them, or Peter Parker, you could be like an orphan or a little boy that or child, anyone that could be that person. Or like Spider-Man. Spider-Man, as we've seen in the multiverse, it could be white or black or like any from different backgrounds. So I think with secret identities, morally, it inspires people that you could do good, not for like payment or for getting like public attention or anything. You're just doing good deeds and you're not asking for anything in return. You're just doing something that saves lives and is inspiring.
Yeah, I agree. I also think that that message can also be shown without a secret identity because it's then that person who is it is just them. It's not them like hiding behind a mask. It's that one true person who's doing those good things, and you can see them for who they are entirely, rather than the person they are just with the mask on. I think without the identity, then it would help kind of break down almost like a barrier in a way between like ordinary people and those with super abilities and stuff like that. Just kind of help people be good people, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but then if you know someone's secret identity, would you sort of kind of judge them or like prejudge them before like judging them based on their actions? So say like Black Widow's like identity was revealed, like if someone never knew her past, they probably think she's a hero, she saved lives in New York, she fought aliens, she's a great member of the Avengers. But if she revealed her identity and everybody knew she was an assassin, people would be like, "Oh my God, she's a cold-blooded killer." Then I think I don't know, like if you think about today, sometimes we judge people like celebrities on like their past or like things they done in the past and not what they're doing today, like or the jobs with like actors or like politicians or anything. So I think
It is
there's
a difficult one.
there's a bit of a dark side when you're judging someone not for their actions, but like something they who they were before. So I think there's like some good and bad things about that, Ellie.
Yeah, I get it. I do agree. And it's hard to not judge people for the actions that they've done in the past. So having that identity there to protect them
Mm.
does keep that part of them being a hero. It's a difficult one to cross. Um, but I guess you do get that with everyone. And I feel as if almost if we were a bit more accepting and understanding of people's actions, like you realize that they're being a hero for a reason. They are essentially choosing good now, and what they're doing now and choosing now to do is to help people. Then that's the most important thing.
Tess, you want to say anything? I feel like you've been quiet for the rest of the talk.
Well, I mean, all of the points have been taken up by Ellie. I think the main one for me is if they did have secret identities, it's like how sure are you that they won't misuse it? Like, how can you trust them if they can, for their own personal like use, they can just do whatever they want because they have this super ability. but how can you trust them making sure that their identity, like if they, because you know that they're a superhero, they're able to do that, so you can, they're liable for it. But if they have like like at least like a barrier, then you don't know, and then they can just do whatever they want, and then you can't do anything about it because you don't know who it is.
That doesn't sound like a superhero though. That just sounds like a villain in the making.
Well, well, that's like
Yeah.
because the first thing I thought of was Boys, you know, the TV show. So then they're superheroes, but they're also like villains. So I guess all villains
Mm.
but acting like superheroes. I don't know.
It's easier to turn into a villain when no one knows it's actually you doing the action.
That's deep. Exactly that.
Like if you were gonna steal something and no one knew it was you that would do it, you'd
hmm
get a brand new PS5 because it's not you and it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
But
Mm.
If
if
you're
you have,
invisible, no one will know.
but if they know that it is you that's doing that, you're less likely to do those things.
Wise word.
Extreme, yes, I know. I am looking at buying a PS5, not stealing a PS5. That was the first thing that came into my mind.
Hmm. That's what Ellie's gonna be doing
Well,
tomorrow.
Okay.
yeah, I think that's like one of my biggest concern. Not biggest concern, but like that's something that you would think like they could take that to their advantage if they had something to protect them.
We have also got Thor and Tony, who are very much in the prime eye, and everyone knows who they are, and they still do really well as superheroes. They've become the most known people for doing good in the Marvel universe. Tony sacrificed himself, um, and it his name being out there didn't change that. His secret identity, he got the support and love that he deserved.
When you said Iron Man Thor, I just really like because they have got their identities revealed, obviously. I mean, Thor doesn't wear a mask, but their reputation is good and known to like the world. And I just think like for like if you think of Daredevil or Spider-Man or Winter Soldier, like before he like in Civil War, like they all hide their identities because like it's not like they had a bad reputation in the past, but I just feel like their lives are like not as good or as steady, and they just wants us to sustain a normal life. I just feel like there's certain heroes who can't risk losing their like normal lives or like normal peaceful lives to the world that could shame them.
That's right, because Iron Man, like, even before he became Iron Man, he was in the public eye, like, he was out there. He was
Mm.
very well known. And then Thor, I mean, he,
He's a god.
yeah, he's a
Yeah,
god.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. So if we think about it, think of like Iron Man and Thor. If they revealed themselves to the world, everybody would praise them. But when Spider-Man got revealed to the world, I mean that it was like right after a war situation with like Far From
He was
Home.
framed to be the villain.
He, yeah, he was framed. He was shamed. He was humiliated. He was like targeted. So you gotta feel sorry for these guys. And I don't know. I just feel like they got their own lives, leave it as that, and it's just harder for some people, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And having that own personal life there
Mm.
is really important for some people, and having that divide can really help. But it does show that for some people it does really work having secret identity, but for others they don't necessarily need it and they do fine without it. It just depends on whether you want to be a hero with a mask or without.
Yeah, well, that's it, I guess. If anyone else has anything, then go ahead. But I think we're pretty much done. Thank you for watching. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment down below what you guys think. Should they have secret identities or not, and why? And stay tuned for more videos. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.